5.
Hi, welcome back. So today we are going to see taking a snapshot in Azure, managing the snapshot, and also reverting a snapshot. How easy or how hard is that? Because in Hyper-V or in VMware, it's really simple, but in Azure, it's a little bit tricky. Let's see how it works. So here you can see that I have this VM Windows server, which is running, and it's got the public IP address 2168.14.24. and we're gonna see if we connect to it. We're gonna do some changes, and before the changes we're gonna see that if we take a snapshot, and if we are not happy with the changes, we're gonna revert the changes back. Okay, so we're connecting now. Okay, so this is the IP address, and we are connected. Okay, so at the moment, let's see, this is the server, and this is my account that I'm using. And let's say we want to add one drive. Let's say we got only at the moment, there's a C drive. Let's say we want to add one E drive, for example. But before that drive, we want to make some changes. Okay, so we go here. This is the server. But first, we take a snapshot before we make the change. So we know that if we are not happy with the change, we can revert it. So we go to first, in order to take a snapshot, you need to go to here, the disks. So this is the server, and here is the disk. You come here. Okay, so this is the disk that we want to take the snapshot. Here, you'll see an option, take snapshot here. And this is the disk that we are talking about here in this question. Okay, so take snapshot. So we're going to name it as, let's say, snapshot Windows, because this is a Windows server, for example. We don't need to modify anything else. We just leave as it is, as default. Nothing really need to change. Tags, we can leave it as it is. Don't need to add any tag. So it will pass the validation checks here. So now it's passed, and now you select the create. It's gonna take a few seconds. Here you can see the progress as well. Don't worry about that. So still in process. So the name is here. Okay, so you can see that this is completed. So either you can go to resource, we can use this as well, and we know this is the snapshot that was taken, or we can type it snapshots, and you will be able to see if there are any snapshots. You just need to refresh it. Okay, so see here, this is the snapshot we've taken. So we're just gonna leave it as it is now, and we're going to make some changes to the VM. Go to the dashboard, and we are going to the VM here. This is our VM, and we are trying to add one disk. So we go to the disks, and you have an option here, create or attach a new one. So in this case, we are just going to create one new. Okay, so let's say we want this 4 GB. I think it's fine. It's just for the testing purpose. So let's see if we want to make it as, let's say, 100 GB, just for testing purposes only. And we go, once you do the changes, so this is what we're trying to add. we need to hit save here, or if you want to discard, you can use this one here. In this case, we're going to save. So save. Oh, sorry. Test. Just gonna name it there. Save. So it's creating disk. So there will be now two disks. There's obviously a C drive, and then D drive is created when you run an Azure VM. But now this is going to be E drive here. Okay, so see now it is created, ready now. Let's see if we can find it. So here we go to disk management. And we hit refresh. Oh yeah, it's already picking up. So we don't want MBR, we want GPT. Let's do the old school way. So we do actions, refresh. Oh, it's already picked up one. Yeah, there you go. You initialize disk. Yeah. You want to make it as a GPT so that you can extend it more than 2 terabyte. And you want a new simple volume. You want all of it. And the letter is assigned E. That's what we discussed. Go next, next, finish. So now this E drive is already added. Let's see if we can find it. There you go. So E drive is added here now. Let's say if we are not happy with this change now, we want to revert it. Let's say if there was a problem here that we are not happy with it, let's say, or if there was a patching, you did some updates and now you want to roll the changes back. So what is the procedure? All right, let's revert the snapshot now. Okay, so here first, because this is the server that, for example, we are not happy with. There was a change failed, and now we're going to change it back. So we go here, overview. We want to stop this server. So this is the outage that is involved. You can do that if you don't want to, stop the server as well. But it's just that I want to do things a bit more simple. So stopping VM. Keep in mind that here we have a public IP address. We want to leave the same IP address so that it's easy for us to RDP. Because in the production environment, you don't want to change the IP addresses. So the VM is stopped now. So now we need to go to the networking, and then we go to the interface here, and we want to go to the IP configuration, and we want to disassociate the IP addresses. Here we have, we can actually keep that, we can change that as well, like an IP address, static or dynamic. Let's leave that as it is, because I'm more connected with this one, 2168.14 or 24. So I said disassociate, and I hit save. You have to make sure that you always either save or discard. If you just select it from one of these and you don't select either save or discard, it's not going to apply. So I say save. So it's disassociating the IP addresses. While it's doing that, let's go to the snapshot so we're not wasting any time. Snapshots. Very important thing is when you open the snapshot here, there will be an option that you can see, create a disk. You need to follow this one here, create a disk, and this way you will have option to create a VM from the disk after that. But first, if you go here in the dashboard, we gotta see that this one was standard P2S 2 and 4 GB. All right, we go to the snapshots, and we find the snapshot that we're looking for, and then we say create disk. Let's say we just name it as snapshot revert, and you can name it anything you want. Okay, we don't want to change anything else. Just checking, nothing really we need to modify anything. Tags, we leave it as it is. So it's going to pass some checks again like last time. Running validation, and then it's going to give you the option to create. Okay, so validation is passed, so we go create. So now it's creating a disk now. We'll be able to see it from here. It's already done. Nice. Oh no, it's just working at the moment. It takes a few seconds. Alright, so we can say go to the resource, and here, or if you don't want to go back, you can just type in disks here. So you'll be able to see all the disks here, and we are after which was that? Is it this one? Test? No, not this. Yeah, so it's actually you didn't refresh before. So you just hit refresh and you'll be able to see the disk that you're looking for. Go away. Okay, so we are after snapshot revert. That's the name that we named it. So we click on that. And from here, we want to create a VM. That's the option. So we are creating a VM from the disk. Create a VM. Okay, so VM name is snapshot revert, let's say. You can leave it as default, you don't need to change it. This one was Gen 2. I think this is fine here. So that was B2, 4 GB. That's the one that we were talking about. That's what we looked at. We don't want to modify anything. You can leave it as it is, default 3389 RDP port, and Windows Server. Okay, the disks. Don't need to do anything here. Leave as it is. Just double checking. I don't want to just skip and create. Just checking out a few of the settings, and don't need to add any tag. So it's gonna pass the validation checks, which is then again here, and then there you guys passed. Create. So now it's creating a VM now from the disk. So it's initializing deployment. It's going to take a few seconds. I'm just going to pause the video here, so this way I'm not wasting any time. And then we come in, we start again. Okay, so we can see that this is completed because you can see there are 3 VMs now. This is the one that we named as revert. This was completed. It took 5 or 6 minutes. And now we are here now. So let's go to it. And we're going to go to the networking. And we're going to go to the interface and IP address. We want to bring back our IP address, the one that we have before. So we'll associate, and we want to find that it was here. That's the IP address that we had. Forget about the dynamic. This is internally if you want to use the internal IP addressing, but this is mostly because we're doing the RDP and we're not using Bastion or any other internal IP addressing here. So we can change this one as well, but we're just sticking to this one here. And then again, the golden rule is you always want to hit here save. Okay, so save. So we know that our main Windows machine is actually powered off at the moment. The 2168. In the meantime, let's see if we can RDP 2168 1424 while it's doing the changes, because it's doing the changes in the background. So there you go. So now here you can see that we are connected to the main server that we just restored now, same IP address. Just want to see the changes now, because we will not see here the disk that we created, the E drive on the other server, but everything else will be same. Yeah, don't worry about that. Okay, we go here now. There you go. So we do not find any E drive here. This is the same IP address here, same server. And what is the, we'll have the same accounts. There you go, same. And add user, I didn't create any new account because we're simply restoring it. Okay, so as you can see that the changes that we made on the original server are no longer reflected here. So we can say that we want to keep this server, but as the resource cleanup, we want to delete the other server that we are no longer using. So here we have 3 servers, as you can see. This was the original server that we reverted. It's powered off. We can still access it because we are connected here, but this is our main server. You can name it whatever you want, but let's say if we want to keep this server as a main server, then we don't want to pay for the server that we are not using. So in this case, this is the server we're no longer using, and this has got the, you should have 2 disks. There should be one which we call the failed change here, but this is just for the testing purpose. If let's say if you want to do some patching, or if you want to do the maintenance, you want to do some updates for the server, right? And so before you do the updates, you take a snapshot of the server, and then you do the updates, right? And if you're not happy with the updates, then you can restore the same way we restore the server with a snapshot, and then you can delete the original server. So we go here, overview. So we don't want to leave this with us. We're not going to pay for this. So we go to delete, a cleanup procedure, you can say. So delete, force delete. We delete all the delta disks as well. Delete. And now, because we already created the disk from the snapshot, so we don't want that snapshot as well. We don't want to pay for that. So you go here. So Windows snapshot, that's the one that we created, and we want to delete that as well. So that's just an extra resource now. So you delete the snapshot. Okay. So see, so saying that the successfully deleted the VM, and now it's deleting the snapshot. It should be here. Once it finishes, then we're gonna see if we are able to log into the server, and then looks like this is already completed. So snapshot deleted. So if we go to the snapshots, we do not find it. It shouldn't be here. I think it's going to take some time to clear from here, but it's deleted. Yeah, not sure why it always stays there, but see, it's not found, but it just looks like it's there, but it's not. So we go back here. We're gonna see where are our VMs. So at the moment now we see only 2, and this is the one that we want to keep it for now, and the IP address is the one that we selected here. So if we log into the server, we are back in the server here now. You can see that the server is up, there you go. Here 17 minutes. So this is our server now here. So this video shows that before you make any changes, you take a snapshot, and from the snapshot how you can create the full VM and you can bring it back to the original phase. No, nothing to worry about. In the next video I'll show you how to do the same thing, but restoring the server from the backups, but not from the snapshot. So it's a little bit different. So in Azure you have backups. For example, if you go here, you have you can set up the backups for this one, like fortnight backups or daily backups. I'll start showing you here. So in the next video I'll show you how to restore the server from the backup when you don't have let's say if you're not happy with the change, or it just happens to be the case that you want to restore from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and how you're going to do that. I'll show you a complete video with the backup, restoring a server from the backup. I'll see you in the next video then. Thanks. Bye.